Hello everyone, welcome to Redline Collectibles. Today's short video is to feature some off-brand things you don't see that often, die casts that were manufactured overseas. And this particular one you obviously see is the Corgi. We have several of these that will be sold at an upcoming auction. That'll be next week, June 24th, on a Facebook site called Studio-Redline. And these are typically sold during an auction that I normally have featuring red lines and such. But these are going to be super clean because they are all blister pulls. I know because I pulled them. Made in Great Britain. The Corgi. What a legend. So we're going to be running some Corgi. And I have a couple of those for you. I know you'll love this one. This has actually got a different name to it. It's the Junior Corgi, but it's the Whiz Wheels. Simon Snorkel Fire Engine, made in Great Britain. Look at this, guys. The pivoting basket, the pivoting arm, right? Beautiful. Just really like the detail in this guy. And it'll be offered as in a choice slot. We ran some choice slots last night with these loose blister pull cars, and it was a hit. I was really surprised at the reaction that we had received from our audience during the auction when I brought these cars like this, you know, off the reservation. Check this out. Do you know what this is? If you said Majorette, you are correct. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Made in France. Beautiful rig, guys. Not a scratch on it. Tempo's perfect, obviously, because it was a blister pull. And you'll have an opportunity to grab some of the legendary overseas products that we're showing here during, like I said, the auction on the 24th of June. This feels like a metal, no, it's a metal car, but a plastic base. Also a Majorette. This one is made in France, of course. Beautiful insignia. Absolutely crispy in all of the attributes of the car. Yeah, that's a cool little machine. Never played with. What you're seeing right now is freshly blister released. Here's another one. Also a Majorette, made in France. Michelin. Beautiful. Looks like this has the ability to haul a trailer on the back. Look how the plastic shows a ruffled closure that they use to close up the back of the hatch for transport. Yeah, man, that is super cool. Are those the same? Yeah, look at that. I bet they were part of the family. Go ahead and, you know, the other thing too is I was going to lead up to is the people that join our auctions, and you're welcome, by gosh, just join in, is the amount of knowledge that many of our guests bring to the table. I'm so grateful for that because this is, I have to tell you, this is not my forte. I know somewhat about Hot Wheels red lines, but when it comes to the Corgi, the Majorette, the Yamting, I know I'm going to probably mess up that name, but the off-brands, you know, the ones that were made in Hong Kong and way early on in the die-cast era that do show up every once in a while at our doorstep, they will all be offered to you. So this is another Majorette. So that's the first batch. I thought you'd be interested in that. And then we're going to have some legendary Lesney products, of course, the sifter. Now, I've noticed, ever noticed this? This is one of those trucks that I played with as a kid. We're talking back in the 60s. And I'm telling you, this is hours and hours of fun. soon did I find out that the smaller the particles that were, well, the particles are too big to go through there, because the mechanism that you'd scoop up, they would put the sand in, and then you would open up the back, the little plastic opener. That's what that is right there. It's open. Watch this area right here. Can you see when I push this down that it'll close? Now it's closed, right? So you'd fill it up with what I used when I had these things was salt. My mom gave me a little bit of salt, and I would use the salt, and then open it up, and then you run the truck and you would spread it. And again, hours and hours of fun with that. Yeah, so that will be offered as well. Let's put these Great Britain and France trucks over yonder. I'll keep these all together because those are all the same. Oops. My big arm got in the way there. There we go. And then the drifter, or the sand spreader, Corgi, and Junior Corgi. Which we put up there next? Oh, you know what? You're going to love these. This is a couple of, now getting into the hot, oh, you know what? Before we do that, I forgot I had a couple of other legends here. The cattle truck. I don't think the cattle's in there though. I don't believe. Oh, they are. There's 2 horses in there. Hi guys. They're just fooling around. But another casting, the Lesney product that you had hours of fun with, and just love I would take the animals and I try to push them so you could put their noses through the hole on the back and on the back and on the side. Will they tumble out of there? Quit horsing around. Out of there. Let's see if the tails are on there. Well, look at that. Come here, guys. Yeah, sometimes the tail will be gone, missing. Beautiful. So when I play with these, I try to snuggle them in so that I could see their face through the back of the trailer. How about you? What are some of your memories? Or you'd have like walking up the ramp, when you're playing. So many cool memories of the hours of playtime when you got these toys for, we used to go to Marshall Fields for ours. This is the one that would be looking through. Marshall Fields in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, a suburb of Milwaukee at the time, but we lived out in the sticks before Brookfield was all built up. Our there were no department stores around by us, and this is some of the memories I have were the Dodge dumper truck, the red one, the Mustang number, I think that the Mustang is the number 8, the one with the swivel wheels on the front, the white one, and then of course number 13, the Wrecker, right, the BP Wrecker. How about you? What were your first Matchbox Lesney toys? Always fun memories. So we're going to go into the Hot Wheels era, and this is a, boy, I tell you what, blister pull. When you get a blister pull in your hands, don't you just really marvel at the clarity and the detail of design from the Mattel Toy Company? Just, really nothing left for for chance. In fact, even the hood. Now the hood doesn't. This is as far as it opens up because obviously it's never been played with. I'm gonna leave it like that. So whoever gets this car, you'll be the first one to open that hood up. And while you're at it, and if you like Camaros, I know you'd love this one. Look at this guy. Another gem. This hood does open up a little more gingerly. Yeah, that hood's very stiff. This one's got some play to it. But I tell you what, look again, the tampos. You just can't get over the detail that Mattel was putting into these toys over and over again. Man, oh man, oh man, what an era. Metal base again. This is a Thailand product. No, this is a plastic base. That's a metal. I have that right? Yeah, metal base. Malaysia, and a Thailand base here, plastic. Yeah, as you know, the Camaro was the first red line that came out from Mattel when they started out the red line era. Okay, hold on to your hats. I'm going to throw you a curveball here. Yep, look at this, a Hummer. Yeah, boy, we need more of this in the world, don't we? Right there, right there. Yeah, plastic base, actually metal base. It's purple metal base, Malaysia. And one of these, and our neighbor's driving an old Hummer back and forth to work, and it's a diesel. And everybody in the neighborhood knows when he's fired it up. It's super loud. This is kind of cool. I really enjoyed opening up this one. I opened the Blister, and that is the old Ford. My parents had a car like this. It was red, white, but it wasn't a station wagon, and it was just a two-door. A lot of memories. They call this the 8 Crate, Thailand 2002. Take a look at that engine inside that, where the benches would have been. Ginormous, beautiful detail. Yep, there's your Ford. Beautiful tampos again. Very patriotic car here. And then I have one more for you for this this era, and that is this guy right here. You know, the Roger Dodger the playoff on the Roger Dodger would be the Groovy Daddy. Look at this. Yep, that engine is shared with a number of different castings. In fact, I'll be doing another video. I just got some red lines in, and the strip teaser has this engine. So does one of the Farbs. Oh, they do call it the Roger Dodger. Okay. A little later on in life. Beautiful. Man, I love the tampos on there. How about you? Are you digging the tampos? That's pretty cool. Anyway, those will be coming up for sale, loose and ready to rock and roll with your collection, starting at 6 p.m. Central. I still have to post the event, but it's going to be on the Facebook site called Studio-Redline. Other castings that will be joining us will be things like this. Yikes. What in the world? Malaysia? What a fun little casting. This is the Jeep, right? CJ7 or something. Again, I'm not the expert with some of this old stuff. Plastic base, Malaysia. Looks like a couple little micros on there. You know, start at $1. See what happens. That's the way I run, you know, pretty much on these cars. And if you're interested in it and you'd like to grab them, you're going to get a good deal. That's what we want to do. We want to make it fun for you. I like this metallic silver paint. And then the insignia, the Stingray, beautiful maroon, orange, yellow, metal base, Malaysia, Corvette action. Wow. They call it the Stingray? I think so. Oh yeah, but I thought they had it on the base. Maybe they took it off. I see some covers right there. These two little cover plates. I wonder if they took the name off. Someone want to chime in with that, feel free. Again, I defer to our guests to let me know, you know, what are some of the details where I just don't know. You know, like I said, I'm kind of pride myself in knowing a little bit about red lines, but when it comes to these older cars, I defer to lots of smart people that join the auctions and also comment on this site here, this YouTube site called Redline Collectibles. I thought this was kind of cool. Looks like do not use if imprinted, safety seal, band is broken or missing from child. Warning, boats on board, toxic, acid. Whoa. Malaysia. School bus. Again, uncharted territory there. This is a never been played with. I'll put this guy right here. What else do you like? I have a bunch of things that came in and I opened them up. We've got many carny cases. And I'm ready, not carny cases, but the plastic totes. Got many totes. Look at this, almost like an army type of, almost camouflage. They call it Big Daddy's tackle box on this metal base Chevy Nomad. And you don't see this olive drab, military type of casting color. I don't see it that often. You like that? That's something that stirs your pot? Oh boy. This is a tried and true, a little bit of rub on there. Again, we'll start this at $1. I like, the thing about the color here is I really dig turquoise. Turquoise is fun. I'm a fan. How about you? Oops. What do we have here? This is that Hong Kong. That's a Chevy, isn't it? X11. Is that rubbed off on the other side? Yeah, kinda. Citation or something. My mom had one of those. God rest her soul. She's the one that got me started with the die cast back in the day, going to Marshall Fields, as I mentioned earlier. Turbo heater. A turbo heater. Boom. No idea. Something that you like. Got some Hong Kong Fooey on it. Obviously manufactured there. Got a couple more for you here. Let's see if we can finish up with this right here. We're already at 17 minutes. Channel 24 in Missouri. Show me news. We ran one of these last night. I got a bunch of them. These pivoting cameras, and then the microphone or whatever those are. Really different color on this Matchbox product. Actually, Matchbox was purchased by the Mattel Toy Company. So that's what the base says. It says Matchbox and it says Mattel. TV news truck. We ran one last night. We went 2 or 1. I got a bunch of them. A bunch of different colors of the TV trucks. And then I have some premiums. Yep, I got some premiums that I'll be running. Beautiful wheels on this Ambo. Love the detail again. All the fixins. A lot of really cool colors too. Yeah, blister pull, but it still had a factory error on it. Matchbox product. And then last but not least, let's have a drum roll. You ready? Give me a trailer. And the horses are there. These are the big guys. These are the big horses. 2 of them in there. Looks like it's the same horse as the cattle truck. Maybe. There they are. So, hope you can join us for our event on the 24th, starting at 6 p.m. Central. I'll have much more for you. And then the next video coming up is going to be our red lines. Got a box of red lines today. You'll be very excited to see those. Nice stuff. So yeah, just in recap, some foreign-made equipment there. Junior Corgis, Majorettes, Lesney product, slick-looking Hot Wheels, different tampos, unusual colors, and then, yeah, the things we just went through here. So until we meet again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Do like and subscribe and share if you can, and I'll have a couple more videos coming up for you. Bye, everybody.